I gotta tell you, there's definitely a huge amount of enjoyment with throwing around two lightsabers. I know when I played Knights of the Republic 1 and 2, I was definitely a two single hilt lightsaber kind of guy. You know, and same thing with this. You can sport different colors. You son of a bitch! That guy, did you see that guy? He tried to come in there and ninja my... tried to come in and ninja my water tank. Man, see? That's terrible. Terrible player etiquette right there. That's what that is. That's what that is. That's terrible player etiquette. You know? You know, now in a high population server, you know, I may never see that guy again, and you know, that's fine. But see, look, this guy's here, and he's the one doing the killing. So I'm gonna go over here and kill this mob, and I'm gonna wait for him. I'm gonna wait for him to activate that thing, and I'll wait for the respawn timer because he was here first. That's proper MMO etiquette. Which I don't know what the respawn timer is on this thing, but which is clearly a moment because I still can't clicky on it. See, and this guy needs to wait his turn. This agent. Here it is. There you go. There's two fine examples in the same episode, possibly the same episode of the Let's Play. Good example of player etiquette and a bad example of player etiquette. One thing I don't like, and this is more of a late game statistic thing, is the alacrity. Alacrity is your secondary... Oops! Alright, getting sliced. Alacrity is a secondary stat in the game that increases your... or I guess I should say it decreases your activation times or your channeling times, which is, you know, great for abilities. What I don't like about it is that it also does the same thing for activation of things like chests, and it also applies to... It even applies to using your self-heal. And what I don't like about that is that what happens is like, again, if people have a really high alacrity, then they have a much better time of ninjaing something from you. So if they see that, you know, if you are both trying to harvest the same resource node for crafting skill, and both of you are doing it, but you know, if you guys say start at the same time, but he's got a better alacrity, he might have a 0.5 second or 0.2 second lead on you, and make it so that you can't get it. And if he does that to you every time, that gets pretty obnoxious. Who am I still aggroed to? Oh! Well, I guess that person kinda came from a different angle. The sad part about being a part of a high pop server, you get people who ninja from you. Oh well, I move on. Let's see if I can get in here without aggroing any of the... Well, I'm gonna have to aggro that group closely. See if I can take this group out real quick. Alright, and get this. There we go. Gotta work quickly. See, that guy was coming. Guy was coming. Oh, that's cool. With the 2 guns. Oh, man, when I play Bounty Hunter, 2 pistols it is. 2 pistols it is. Someone's asking me about the other lightsabers. I mean, I see there's someone who posted in the chat. I see your point, but my argument to that is, I see it a lot of times when I'm on my Guardian, and we're doing Eternity Vault, and when you kill all the Fire Stalkers and you're trying to bioanalyze them for the mats, and one of the commandos or one of the sages that has a higher alacrity always beat me out because they have a higher alacrity and I have a full cast time. And sometimes you can get up to point like 6 seconds off your cast time, so it does make a difference. If I could type. I got to know this question.
You delivered the exact results I hoped for. Quell is like an imbibed torture device infesting those rebel slaves. It's exhilarating to see the effects on the survivors who can only stand by and watch helplessly.
All that remains is my payment.
I promised you'd be compensated well, and I stand by my promises. Quell toxin will be a great asset to the Empire. Uprisings will end painfully and decisively. You've earned your reward, my friend. Now go. I have horror and despair to observe and chronicle.
Ugh, that guy's disgusting. Oh, this is probably that lightsaber that guy was talking about. Where he just said, I just got a lightsaber from a quest anyway. I'll take the commendation. I can get upgrades for my sabers. Keep them up to date. Alright, oops, don't want to go out. Now I gotta do my class quest. That's one of the hard things about playing a dark side character. For me anyway, is I just don't like the evil options. And I'll probably say that till the end of the Let's Play. But I don't like being evil. I'd rather be a good guy. But in the some chances, like in the beginning when you're playing a Sith warrior and you're doing the prisoners class quest. Oh man, some of those executions that you do when they're in the cages, oh, they're so good. The animations are just the way the way the character does it is just so well done, and it's so amazing. That was definitely enjoyable. But some of these side quests or what have you, where you have to do really evil things, they're not as much fun for me. I mean, I understand, you know, for the tokens and stuff, but here's my thing. I have 2 level 50s myself, and I guess I can start doing the class quest. I have 2 level 50s, and once you hit end game, none of the stuff that you get wall questing will matter.
Commander Pritch at your service, my lord. Lord Barris informed me you'd be paying us a visit. I'm prepared to offer full assistance.
What brings me to this forsaken forest?
Permit me to update you on the situation here. There's been much unrest in these parts recently, my lord, capped off by a violent slave revolt that has the surrounding jungles overrun with armed slaves.
You can't deal with upstart slaves.
The slaves have been giving the forces sent to deal with them fits. I'm not part of that duty, my lord. What no one knows is that Lord Barris orchestrated the insurgents to disrupt one of his rivals, and he wants his involvement kept secret. Now the slave captains who led the revolt are threatening to expose Barris's involvement unless they receive more potent weapons.
They must be killed.
That is in sync with my instructions. Lord Barris wants you to kill enough of the blackmailing slave captains to make the others lose their resolve.
What's the difference between they die and I need coordinates? I don't know.
I'll kill everyone I see.
Present company excluded. I hope.
If you're lucky.
The slaves are scattered throughout the area, but the captains tend to congregate near the unfinished Colossus. I'll wait here for your return.
Just losing more and more influence
Takes
with Vet.
guts to sit here and wait, don't you think?
Take it up with the commander. I'm sure he'd appreciate the constructive criticism.
Nah, I think I'll let him live in shame.
Let's pick up these other quests. I think one of them's are heroic. Actually, I take them back. I'm pretty sure one of them's
My lord?
heroic.
Look at them out there. They're like animals. Hundreds of slaves with no one to command them and without a thought in their minds as to what to do with their freedom. Like I said, the slaves are animals. But we've noticed strange behavior in the pack, and my superiors want to know more. Some of the slaves are killing each other. We don't know if they're mad or hungry, desperate, or if there's a faction of slaves who've turned on the rest.
I see no problem here.
Well, it might not matter, but we want to know for certain what's going on. We know that the killings are ritualistic. The murderous slaves come in the night, stab their foes and paint themselves in blood. If you could investigate, catch them in the act and take them down, maybe you could find a clue to their motives.
The slaves will give up their knowledge to me.
Look for any slave who's turned on his peers. With luck, he'll lead us to answers.
Alright. Yeah, this is the guy that gives the heroic.
Hey, my lord, right? Not sure about my propers with you folks. Seeing as how you're already killing slaves and causing a fuss, how'd you like to make a pile of credits?
Can't have too many credits.
That's what I like to hear. Let me give you the lowdown. So Darth Valron is on the Dark Council, and his apprentice Lord Ket wants to advance, so he starts building a giant statue to his master. But Lord Ket doesn't want his master to know, so he brings in slaves from off-world. Slaves rebel, and we get this mess.
Buy cheap slaves and get a rebellion. Everyone knows that.
Here's where it gets complicated. Lord Ket wants to save face, but secretly. He calls in me and my mercs. By the time we get here, the slaves have captured some giant industrial drills and they're getting ready to bring down the whole giant statue. Our best team goes in with explosives to blow up the drills. Slaves kill every last one. Got a pile of credits for anyone who grabs those explosives, hooks them to a giant drill, then fights off slaves until the explosives detonate.
Alright. Alright. Hope these... Oh. Looks like they're past the instance. Oh, no, I remember. The elevator's over here. I remember.